Hey guys, what is up? Kid here of Burn One with the Shadowverse Evolved channel, bringing you another deck profile. This time on Fallen Angel Abyss and for Cosmic Mythos meta. We talked about this deck, and I know some people have been asking for the deck list, so here it is. So we'll just get right into the deck itself. All right, so here is the list itself. This is the version I've been playing, and I've playtested a bunch. It's been a lot of fun, and it's very consistent on what it does, as long as you don't have all your Israfils at the bottom of your deck. So we'll just get right into this. Bellringer Angel, this card does double duty here. Not only is it an early game ward with along the Evo to slow down aggression, and draws us a card with the last word effect. But what's really nice here, actually, this is one of the few times where the follower's type or trait matters here. It is Angel, which combos with our other card over here, which we'll just skip to now, which is Winged Inversion. This is the card that makes us want to play this whole package, because there's a lot of good fallen angels and angels that we can abuse with this card. So it's a 1-drop spell. You choose one of the following: discard an angel follower, select an enemy follower in the field, and destroy it. So that means anytime we have extra Bellring angels we no longer really need, we can pitch them away with this to destroy a follower, basically. And the secondary effect is discard a fallen angel follower and give your leader +3 health and draw a card. Adds a little consistency by discarding 2 cards, but at least on top of that, we do get 3 health as well. We play Soul Conversion, obviously, because we have a lot of good targets. Bellringer Angel being a really good target, along with Nice Nature as great targets with good last word effects to pop along with our Soul Conversion. Otherwise, Soul Conversion is just a cheeky play in some instances to remove certain things off of our board to get some extra draw. A lot of times, though, you will be spinning it on Bellringer Angel or Nice Nature. Those are just your main targets overall. Next, Dominion Punk Devil. This is a 2-drop from the last set that's been amazing. It's a 2-drop ward that has last word, give your leader +2 health, which is big. A 2/3 ward also on 2 is really solid overall, along with the activated effect, which is if you need the keyword Bane on this card and it lives cross turn or something like that, you can just spin 2 life, give this card Bane, crash it into something to remove that card. I've never actually used the effect defensively, but I could see in some scenarios where giving it Bane proactively is probably a really good thing, though it's not come up almost ever. Next, we're playing Undying Resentment. We do want to get some stuff into our grave, so we can kind of high roll a little bit off of Undying Resentment, but also this is a control piece, which is really good for us. So we get to deal 3 damage to something and then put the top card of our deck into the cemetery. Some of the games where we high roll in, like Mila Israfil, Dark Alice, or even Dark Angel Olivia, those are all really good cards to be tossed into the grave randomly, which is really good. But yeah, next, Angel of Darkness. This is a card that does like triple duty essentially. Not only is it 3-drop 3/4 follower, which is like respectable stats overall, it does have the effect where we can tap itself and then put a fallen angel follower from our field into the cemetery, and then you select an enemy follower on the field and deal it 4 damage. This is how we deal with standing followers with 4 health a lot of the times, especially ones that don't evo, like what's that card? Vodka. There we go. Lost it for a second there. But what's really cool about this card, it acts as removal. It's a solid follower overall, and then it also acts as another discard outlet to our whole Winged Inversion package going on here. If we want to get the secondary ability of Fallen Angel, discard a Fallen Angel, draw a card. That way we can generate more cemetery for our Necro Charge, which is really good. Card puts in a lot of work. It's a very I don't want to call it undervalued, because I think a lot of times in all Fallen Angel packages, this is like one of the best Fallen Angels just to be playing, because it hits so many good slots for the deck. It does so much. Like I said, it's doing basically triple duty here, which is great. I like this card a lot. So a lot of times, though, when you do play this card as removal, you'll just be sacking itself into the grave, because a lot of times you don't have another Fallen Angel on the board. But pay 3, deal 4 damage to something is really good. When you don't need it, a 3/4 follower is good. It's just really good. Crazed Executioner, 3/3 for 3 on Evo. This is our Thoughtseize essentially. We deal 2 damage to ourselves and select an opponent where they reveal their hand and we remove a card from their hand. This is how we proactively remove threats that are just very hard for us to deal with. for the next couple turns, because our whole game plan here is to get to turn 6 and hopefully discard one of our big pieces or get ready to like pop off essentially. So having Crazy Executioner is really good. This is one of our control pieces. Remove things we can't answer, discard things we're afraid of. This card doesn't do that much work into Egg Haven, but there are times where you can catch them kind of with their pants down, where you start kind of building a board. They're planning to egg next turn. You play this Evo, rip the egg out of their hand, and now they have to find another egg to Evo to just clear your board. But yeah, like I said, there's some cases where this card doesn't do enough. If you don't like this card that much, you can always swap it out to something else, but Crazy Executioner has been super solid overall. Every time we see this card, we want to be able to Evo it, so we play 3 of the Evo. Marzinsky, this is one of my personal favorite cards in Abyss. Once you hit Necrocharge 10, this card has so much value. Even worst case scenarios of Death's Breathing this back out to hit the -4/-4 it just feels good, even though you play 6 play points, which in that case kind of feels bad sometimes, but sometimes it just has to be done. We play one of the Evo to get a -2/-2 somewhere. Early on, Evo to remove something is always very good. Late game, this is very good also in combination with the -4/-4. It means we can get rid of 6/6 followers, which is really, really good, and still have a 4/4 on the board that can swing in. Marzinsky is a really great card. I like the card a lot. Nice Nature, another one of our semi-control pieces, and really good target for our soul conversion. So on play, we get a -1/-1 something, which kind of like in theoretically heals us a life essentially, or remove something off the board. If we're playing against Forest, you'll be able to remove some of their like 1/1 tokens off the board very easily. But the big thing here is last word. Each opponent discards a card from their hand. So a lot of times when we play this card, you're just going to combo it with soul conversion or run this into something, and then they have to discard a card. So this card is almost basically 2 for 1 in most games. Soul Dealer, ever since its release, this card has been super solid overall. In a controlled game plan, even using Death's Breath to bring this back feels good. We play 3 of the Evo because the effect is just that good, and every time we see this card, we want to be able to Evo it for its effect. This is how we kind of pop away huge followers that are standing that we can't really interact with later in the game, that have like 5+ health essentially. A lot of the times is our main way to get rid of it. It's overstated as well, and it's a ward, which means they have to punch through this guy to get to you also. Very solid card overall. If you've been playing with it, you just know how strong Soul Dealer is. Sometimes you get a heal like 6+ off of it, which is insane. And if your opponent ends up playing Israfil against Abyss, you get to sometimes just be like, okay, Soul Dealer Evo, give me 10 life, thank you. Next, Dark Angel Olivia plays as a 3 of. We're still kind of being a control deck, obviously. This card is super powerful overall. Playing this on turn 5, if you already have the Israfil in grave and a Death's Breath in hand, a lot of times going first, you just want to get the Evo point. So on turn 6, you can Death's Breath, bring out Israfil, and use the Evo point to evolve Israfil and clear the board immediately. Every mode of this card is good. Any combination of 2 is good for you. Card's super good overall. It's a really good Death's Breath target as well. If you play once on 5, it gets removed, and you don't have like an Israfil or something to bring back, you can bring this back again. It now has ward because of Death's Breath. You can make them discard a card again and draw out a card, so you can get more advantage that way. Looping Dark Angel Olivia just feels really good overall. Dark Alice is a 2 of. This is a sticky follower that's hard to remove. I've been in games where I've had to banish 20 cards to bring this back twice to win the game. It's been great. Has the effect Strike, which your opponent has to discard a card of their choosing from their hand. A lot of times once you get into the 6th and 7th turn of the game, your opponent is basically top decking for most of the game, depending what removal you had early game to just remove cards from their hand. Dark Alice benefits from that a lot, because if they have 1 card in hand, when Dark Alice swings, the strike happens before they're allowed to do quick, which is really good, which means that they now have no responses against Dark Alice and or any of your other followers swinging in. Card is powerful overall. It as a 2 of is good because you just kind of want to see it once in a game, and then just like it stays there till the end of the game a lot of the times. This is kind of the key card of the deck, along with Israfil, Death's Breath. Death's Breath is to bring back a follower that is 8 play points or less. You could include some other followers in this list that you like for example, Lucifer is a really good card that also is a really good target because it works with the Angel package overall. Like I said earlier too, I forgot to mention Dark Angel Olivia, also a fallen angel that we could discard if we really need to draw a card and heal. Works great with the Winged Inversion package. But yeah, Israfil, also Angel Follower, as you see here, which means we can early on, if there's something big we want to get rid of, we can just go ahead and winged inversion that away, remove that follower, put Israfil on our grave, use Death Breath to bring back Israfil, Evil Israfil, clear the board, and now they have a 10/10 they're staring down, they have to deal with. And every time you bring this follower back or play this card from your hand, you get a heal 4, which is insane. We play 2 of the Evo, obviously, because this card is just that good. The strike effect is deal 5 to each enemy follower on the field. It's basically a one-sided con flag on a body, which is insane. Card is really good. If it doesn't get outed, like in the first turn it's out, a lot of times we've just won the game from there because they can never establish board. They're taking 10 to the face every turn. You don't live that long once that happens. But yeah, this is the deck I've been playing with a lot. Played a lot of games with it. It's a lot of fun overall. It's one of the more one of the few decks that has a lot of interesting lines. So if you like figuring out like puzzles that way, it's a very good deck. Just, you know, if you're looking to play Abyss, I really push you to try this deck list out. It's a lot of fun. I think you'll enjoy it. But yeah, with that being said, if you made this far in the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Later.